comparing modern-day Israel to Germany and Japan during World War II. But Adam Sosnick's argument is completely false and makes zero sense. Let's look at the actual facts and data. Adam says Japan and Germany killed more Americans in the past, so we shouldn't complain about our current allies today. But Germany and Japan are not taking billions of free U.S. tax dollars to fight their wars right now. In fact, Japan and Germany help pay the United States to keep U.S. military bases inside their countries. On the other hand, the United States gives Israel $3.8 billion in military aid every single year, and recently approved another $14 billion emergency package. Also, Adam Sosnick tries to joke about the USS Liberty incident, but that is a very serious historical event. In 1967, Israeli forces attacked a United States Navy ship called the USS Liberty, killing 34 American sailors and wounding 171 others. Vinny Oceana is completely right to bring up history and demand respect. As an American taxpayer and a military veteran, Vinny has every right to ask why his money is funding foreign conflicts without any accountability. Patrick Bet-David and Adam Sosnick treat this like a simple business game, but Vincent Oceana brings real logic and heart to the valuetainment set. Let's see how Vinny Oceana fires back and takes control of the debate.
No, I'm at. Okay, but you just proved my point. So you can't. Hold on, Adam. You just proved my point. So
you don't have a point.
USS Liberty.
Your point is,
USS Liberty. Dancing Israelis cheering. Cheering that not the fucking towers were coming down. Cheering. They all were part of intelligence.
So why aren't you yelling and bitching about Japan or Germany?
Because they're not our freaking our.
Because why?
Because why? Because their prime minister doesn't come to Congress and everybody stands up and worships him like he's Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
because they know who the guy in charge is, Adam.
Well, no.
They're not our. Hold on. Are they bigger allies? Do we give them as much money as we give to Israel? And they can do whatever they want. And you're failing to go back to what I said about Candace. You're not an anti-Semite. You don't hate Jews because you're criticizing Israel. And I get it. The Muslim world in Europe is doing what they're doing. I get it. But with zero accountability, that means, Adam, in 100 years from now, we're going to go, well, guess what? They did it, and who cares? Because they're our allies, so they can get away with murder.
So there's dozens of wars going on all around the world.
Yes.
Why aren't you talking about
who's the closest ally? Because Adam, my tax dollars are going to what's happening over there in Gaza, Adam. And if you've been keeping toll of the death count of children and everything, that sits on my mind. Because at what point is that going to stop? So when is that going to end?
What other wars?
And by the way, again, wait, let me guess. Because I said that, I support Hamas and I hate Jews. Is that what it is?
I don't want to see any deaths of anybody.
Come on, man. But the numbers are staggering in the other way. When is that going to stop?
Good luck in this position you're taking. Because all you're doing is aligning yourself with Iran.
Here it is. See, and that's it. Because you always have to have the take a side. Adam, how about this? America, I don't know how hard this is to understand. I am us first. I don't give a shit about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't give a shit about Germany. I don't care about France. I don't care about anybody but the United States of America first. Once we're secure, then we can go talk to other people.
Then, Vinny, unfortunately, you're a child. Because every grown-up country has allies.
I never said allies. Adam, yes. Once you served in the military, then you could talk all this shit you want.
Wow. Vincent Oceana just took total control of the PBD podcast. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now if you agree with Vinny Oceana. It is so important to engage with this video so more people can hear the truth. Adam Sosnick tries a very cheap trick here. Just because Vinny Oceana asks for accountability for U.S. tax dollars, Adam Sosnick accuses him of aligning with Iran. That is a weak and desperate argument. Vinny Oceana is a military veteran. He knows the ugly reality of war, which is why he brings up a very sad and real fact, the massive death toll of innocent children. According to global organizations like UNICEF, well over 15,000 children have been reported killed in the recent Gaza conflict. This is not a game. These are real human lives and real American tax dollars. Patrick Bet-David tries to look at it like a cold math problem, and Adam Sosnick acts like a blind cheerleader for a foreign country. But Vinny Oceana is the only one on the PBD podcast speaking for the everyday working citizen. Vinny says he is America first, and he refuses to back down to Patrick Bet-David or Adam Sosnick. Adam even tries to insult Vinny by calling him a child, but Vinny proves he is the only adult in the room. Let's watch the crazy conclusion where Patrick Bet-David admits something truly shocking about foreign lobbying.
So for you, why hasn't Israel been held accountable?
I think that, well, let's
I think you could look around the globe in terms of diplomacy. Why is any country not held accountable? Because they skillfully prevent themselves from being held accountable, and they make friends and do things in certain ways so that they'll say, look, I know you borrowed my car and you did a lot of damage to it, but I really need your help at school because we're both on the same football team. I'm going to overlook the car and we got to be teammates over here. That's how diplomacy works.
Since you can even go John F. Kennedy, you can go to Carter, you can go to all these guys.
Kennedy and Robert
If
McFarland.
none of these guys have ever been able to negotiate favorable terms for the U.S., why do you think that is?
Because either Israel has got things on us and we are not without sin, or they have been able to lobby successfully to talk us out of it. It's one of the two.
Okay, so which one do you think it's more?
I think there's probably a little bit more chess game on some of the stuff we've done CIA around the world, and they've got that. And they're also just incredibly skillful, omnipresent lobbyists.
So they probably also have some dirt on U.S. to say, hey, if you do this, guess what? Like the whole thing with Epstein, when his brother came over, and by the time he walked away, I was convinced both he and his brother were part of Mossad. And if I have to put money on the fact that Epstein has a lot of dirt on God knows how many people as a Mossad agent and sending those assets back to Israel, how valuable would that be?
Very valuable. So I'll make my answer shorter because you're asking me to, and I will. It's either dirt or you've got leverage of mutual interest.
What a wild and completely disturbing ending to the PBD podcast. We seriously need to talk about what Patrick Bet David just casually admitted to millions of Valuetainment viewers. Patrick Bet David basically said that foreign intelligence agencies use extreme blackmail, specifically naming Jeffrey Epstein to control powerful American politicians and secure billions in U.S. funding. But instead of getting outraged about this massive corruption, Patrick Bet David just smiles, calls it the game, and says that is just how politics works. Are you kidding me? When you accept foreign blackmail and dark money as just a game, you are normalizing the absolute betrayal of the American taxpayer. If American leaders are controlled by leverage, they are no longer working for us, period. And then you have Adam Sosnick, who completely embarrassed himself. Adam loves to play the tough guy, but here he completely rolls over for foreign interests. Adam actually had the nerve to insult Vinny Oshana and call him a child. Let's remember a hard fact. Vincent Oshana actually served in the United States military. Vinny knows the ugly reality of war. Adam Sosnick has never sacrificed anything for this country, yet he sits there telling a veteran to calm down while billions of American tax dollars are shipped overseas. This is exactly why Vincent Oshana was the absolute clear winner on Valuetainment today. Vinny refused to accept Patrick Bet David's terrible excuses. He didn't care that Patrick Bet David was his boss and signed his paychecks. He cared about the truth. Adam Sosnick lost this debate terribly. His historical comparisons were an absolute joke, and his disrespect toward a military veteran was disgusting. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Vincent Oshana's America First point of view, or do you side with Patrick Bet David and Adam Sosnick's globalist approach, where blackmail is just part of the game? Let me know in the comments below right now. Subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video so we can keep exposing the truth on the PBD podcast. I'll see you in the next one.
Pluto TV has a universe of free content. This is the Pluto TV is always free. Free. People just need free stuff. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
What happened?
Nothing. Are you having a break? How you feeling? Are you busy?
Busy laughing at fucking everybody. Fuck everybody. What you ate? That's it. 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 the meatball before the curry, right?
Yeah. Where's that much meatballs?
There was like 4. What do you mean? I took it to work. He's getting the curry. I don't know if there was any left.
Just take out the chicken and eat the
Right, you want me hungry? Okay, I'll take out the bacon. You can't eat meat now, right? Okay.
Alright, my love. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, it's already over?
No, I just thought you were busy talking to your husband.
No. I one of the old companies I used to work for, they finally blocked my number.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll try to call it. They'll be like, the number you have dialed.
No longer in touch.
Something like that. Yeah, it can't be dialed or whatever. They can't take it. They can't take it. So, since they can't take it, I decided to step it up a notch. I was like, okay, no problem. Let me call some synagogues. That's exactly what the fuck I did. Make them fucking feel the pain. Bunch of fucking kids. Yeah, I called the county too, and they're not doing their fucking job. No, they didn't fix anything. That they have to. They don't know yet because the bitch is not there. Oh, I'm gonna ask for a different supervisor. No. I did talk to the supervisor. Nope. No. 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 We're gonna call human resources and curse them the fuck out too. Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody. What do you mean? Mother and daughter work in the same place? Oh, I thought that wasn't. So what happened? So why you guys are not getting in contact with the union and saying, "Yo, how is this happening?" It doesn't matter. Fucking moron. Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, get home and start applying. Everything was okay? Yeah, everything okay in the morning, driving? Yeah, just take your time, okay? Go, Inez, make a fucking doctor's appointment. Bye. ¡Estrellate, cabrón! Ojalá se mueran todos americanos, cabrones. And all of you fucking die.
don't think moralism has a place in these arguments, if I may say so. If you read history as a record of whether people are just or evil, you're not doing anything at all. You're certainly not reading history. You're imposing upon the complexity of human civilization not only the wrong categories, because every society, every civilization is evil in some ways and good in others. And you're also, if I may say so, you are projecting onto the past your own contemporary morality. If you think about racism for a moment, most of human history has been dominated by people who have thought in racial terms, who have divided the world and the peoples that they govern according to their races. It is absolutely. Ubiquitous, it is absolutely normal. And we, of course, because we now live in anti-racist societies, we are simply projecting onto the past. They would not understand us, Mehdi. It would be completely ahistorical. So I ask the audience to think historically and not moralistically.
So the problem, Lawrence, is that Nigel specifically wrote a book saying he wanted to make a moral assessment of empire. So if you have a problem with the morality side of things, you should take it up with Nigel, not me. That was the goal of the book. In terms of what you said about projecting onto the past, I hear that argument a lot, and I take your point about racism and where cultural attitude. But killing lots of people, I'm pretty sure they thought that was wrong in 1850, 1750, 1650. Murdering and massacring women and children, I think they thought that was wrong at the time as well.
But isn't it remarkable in the history? Because I don't think moralism has a place in these arguments, if I may say so. If you read history.
I hate stuff.
Okay, you can hate whoever you want. But don't spread that hatred. Keep that hatred to yourself. Why do you want to create a society based on hatred? I'm a Muslim. I don't hate you as a Muslim. If you said, I hate some people's interpretation or implementation of Islam, that's fine. I can accept that. But when you are generalizing, saying that you hate Islam as a religion, with 2 billion people in the world.
What was it? Upload documents.
Mr. Walker, Med Services Supervisor, is not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Press the pound key to end recording.
Just got done uploading the picture, the screenshot of me speaking to that person for over 8 minutes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and email the proof to Human Resources. I'm going to notify them, let them know that you're a pig. You don't know how to do your fucking job. And neither does the people under you, you fucking worthless piece of shit, irrelevant Californian fucking fraud. And on top of that, I'm going to make sure that I CC or email also every news station in this piece of shit fucking state that you live in. Spit on your mother's grave. May your kids catch fucking cancer and rot in fucking hell. If you even have kids, you sound like a fucking faggot.
Hello?
Yeah, Iran is winning the war and I'm celebrating, you dirty fucking pig. How you like me now, bitch? Dirty ass fucking Jews.
I know what I'm doing. I know how horrific it is.
Literally asking them what community. These niggas couldn't even. I said, is it a bot or something like that? Because you know what it said? I don't understand the question. Joe said, I don't understand the question. I'm asking something simple. Wow. What community? Because if I'm in a community and and Jay Best and everybody, if this is the community, right? Then it's a community that's on here to support what I'm doing. If you're not part of this community, y'all can leave right now. You see what I'm saying? It's not your community. If you're part of this community, like Karis once had a song like that. If you're part of this movement, what he say is one of his songs. He talks about if you're part of this movement, support it or something. He said in one of his songs, he said, if you're a part of this movement, you support this. You follow me?
Yep.
Thank you, family, the $10. I appreciate you.
There we go.
But I need now I need probably like
120,
225 more. Something like that. 225 more.
Yeah,
but I
get that computer cleared up.
As long as this government and prayers.
Yeah, no doubt. But I want people to understand because I text Judge Joe Brown something, this show, right? And you see what he said? You see the comment that he texted me back? Hold up. That was ill, wasn't it? I literally sent this show to Judge Joe Brown. Look what he said. Can't make this up. You see his name? Don't sweat the small stuff. There will be casualties. Old saying. This nigga said. These are the people they interview me.
He using this judge beat.
Nigga, hold up. He said, hold up. That's what Judge Joe Brown said. I can't make this up, bro. Like I literally just texted to him. Look, that was at 2:28, right? 2:28. I just texted, and it's 3:00 now. So I literally texted to him, and you cheerlead this craziness, nigga. I'm done. That's what he said. Okay? So the weird part is, right, I sent it to two judges that I know. My brother Alvin Ross, that's in Philadelphia, and I sent it to Judge Joe Brown. I'm not going to call you a judge if you're not a judge anymore.
I like the East Coast.
I'm not. I'm not, I'm not going to call you an attorney if you're not an attorney anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to say you work at McDonald's if you're not at McDonald's anymore.
Thank you. That's called common sense, right? I know this is hard for some of y'all to digest, but it's very simple. So I'm going to explain something to y'all. This is what I am right here. And I can explain this, whether I'm in or out. I am a jurist, people. Y'all should look up that word, jurist, Jurist. I'm going to explain to you what a jurist is.
Study of law.
Yes, the jurist is one who is versed or skilled in law, who is known by their writings or the laws of nations. I'm going to say this again. A jurist is one who is versed or skilled in law, who is known by their writings or the laws of nations.
Yep.
See what I'm saying?
It's a beautiful word. It's a beautiful word.
Somebody on here worrying about a job. Job is just over broke. You better create your jobs, man. Y'all better create the job. I keep trying to tell you. Or Job is just over broke. So the thing is that we're going to do this thing in the law library out here in California. I told my brother whenever, listen, I'm game, but I may go to Cal State Long Beach today. I may go to Cal State Long Beach and do a live inside there. So how do you get into Cal State Long Beach? I'm going to do a whole piece on Ibn Khaldun. I'm going to go to all Ibn Khaldun's books. And a lot of Ibn Khaldun's books are literally in Cal State Long Beach. Damn.
Wow.
Culture. No lie, bro. There's I saw some books in Cal State Long Beach on Ibn Khaldun. Niggas are like, who's Ibn Khaldun? I don't even know who that man is. Who's Ibn Khaldun? Who is that man? So I may go to Cal State Long Beach till this evening rather. But we're going to do this thing in the law library. And any attorney that wants to come down to the law library, I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that you come. I pray in the name of Lord Jesus Christ that you will come to the law library. And that will be fun that I'm sitting in the law library with an attorney. And we just go head to head and talk about a beautiful lot of things like eminent domain that my brother was talking about earlier today.
It's a cold game.
It's a cold game out here, brother. Y'all don't realize. I know y'all watch a lot of these dudes on social media. These niggas ain't showing y'all what they talk about. They just watch people's videos and repeat what you're saying. They don't do that work. They don't do that work, bro.
You can buy your house and be there and think you're going to be there forever. And the government say, no, we want to put a freeway here. You got to go. You got to go.
Because you don't own the land. And the reality is, brother, they don't own the land. How could you? Let me ask you a question, seriously. And this is why I would love to be in a room with any attorney. But y'all should send us to Godfrey. Send us to Brother Godfrey. Let's see if Godfrey want to talk about this. But you can't. I won't drink, though, on his show. How about send us to Drink Champs? But I won't drink on their show either. And then we could talk about owning property. Crazy part is, you don't own that shit, man. You don't own it. Because you have to own the land. See, the thing about it that these Europeans have this illusion that they own it. You know what I mean? But they make you believe that you own it and you'll take care of it, not knowing that you basically is the landlord, nigga. You just a landlord, nigga. That's all you are. So how could they take a property from somebody when it's not their property if they want to build a freeway or something? See, this is why I want to do these classes in the law library, and I challenge any of these people. Any of them. People don't even know about a Lodio title. Kind of crazy. They don't even know what a Lodio title is. Slavery, racism, and discrimination. What about them? What about slavery? I'm not a slave. And there's only one race, and that's the human race. And I discriminate every day, don't you? We all discriminate, don't we? Let me explain to y'all.
I want my food hot.
I want my food hot, not cold. I don't want to wear this today. I'm going to wear that. See how we use these words and don't even understand this? Ain't that crazy? Nigga, I discriminated what girl I'm going to talk to. Women discriminate what guy they going to talk to. So we all discriminate against something.
Yeah.
But it's only one race. And race is a social construct. But anyway, my race is Asiatic for the record. That's my race, Asiatic.
Yeah.
My nationality, I'm an American Moor. My ethnicity, I'm Amazigh. Should I rewind that back for y'all to get it? If y'all can't follow, y'all can jump on the feed. Let's rewind that back. My nationality, I'm American Moor. My ethnicity, I'm Amazigh. Nigga, what the hell is an Amazigh? Okay? And my race is Asiatic. It's very simple. Yeah, Teddy Riley did touch on that. He touched on it on Math Hoffa show. He touched on the Math Hoffa show. Speaking of Teddy Riley, I'm still reading Teddy Riley's book right here. Oh, this motherfucker's good. Teddy's going to come on the show real soon, bro. So somebody said, Todd, you and Todd should be on the Math Hoffa show. The Math Hoffa show. Imagine just me on the Math Hoffa show, nigga, and you just throw everything at me. That'd be crazy as hell, wouldn't it? So I'm going to run some things down to you, okay? So this is me in Jenkins Law Library. Now, it's literally my name. So you have to show ID when you go in here. So it's a daily pass was $5. So if y'all don't know what Jenkins Law Library, that's in Philadelphia, y'all. This is the place I go to when I go to Philadelphia. And I'll probably be in here like 4 or 5 times when I'm on the East Coast. So you can probably see it back here. This is the times I'm inside there. Every time I go back to Philadelphia.
We should make a tour of them, man.
No, we should. No, we really should. But you got to have tour money. But you think people put up money for tour for this? Y'all think people put up money for it? Because my children come first, brother. I got to be dealing with stuff every day with my children, bro. It's crazy. crazy. But I'm trying to put out the positive that we can do a tour in every law library. But this one right here is Jenkins Law Library. So just bear with me before we get into this. I'm gonna show you another one. Jenkins Law Library is the oldest law library. Okay, I'm gonna help y'all out. Yo, people don't even know this. Just let me show you. You didn't know that was the oldest one in America? The first law library.
Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that stuff. That's
not even being arrogant.
Hear me out. What man?
Even if we just think about the California public, to have this question in their mind of where does drinking alcohol.
Identification that these Moors keeps trying to tell y'all. No, nigga. A lot of stuff ain't gonna fly because there's a lot of stuff they doing, brother. Believe me. This is the one in City Hall. This, I would bounce back and forth into all of these law libraries, right? Now they ask you for ID when you go in there. This is the funny part about City Hall, right? So City Hall used to just go upstairs into the law library. Now you got to go through security. I was like, nigga, what is this, nigga? I went home. I said, what is this? They said, oh, that's the new protocols now. I said, the protocols? To do what? I used to sit in Jenkins in City Hall Law Library in room 600 for hours, bruh. For hours.
I believe it.
No lie. Let me show you. This is what it is. And if you ever go back, you may or may not can find a video of me in City Hall Law Library. There's so many books inside there, law books. So this is room 600 right here. That's room 600. That's in City Hall. I've been to a lot of law libraries in San Antonio.
Do you support Israel and the Jewish people now more?
And today we
believe that the Western feminists who actually went to my country, wore hijab, they bowed to the Taliban, they didn't take to the streets yet.
Why are liberals so moronic about the problem? Really,
It just breaks my heart because for years and years, we have been warning them about the dangers of morality police. You know why? Because most of them speak in a perfect English, and they have who actually talk about Islam and Islamic countries. They never go and live under Sharia laws, but they don't even let us talk about our own experience.
Yes.
I grew up in a country where I was told that if you show your hair, you're gonna go to jail. You will receive lashes. You will get killed like Mahsa Amini. But here they tell me that shh, if you talk about this, you're gonna cause Islamophobia. Phobia is irrational, but believe me, my fear and the fear of millions of Iranian women in Afghanistan is rational.
People fear Islam not because of irrational things. They blow themselves up. They stab people on behalf of Islam. They commit jihad on behalf of Islam. Incredibly rational to fear that.
I mean, honestly, you're not scared of Islamic laws? You're not scared of being killed?
Yes, I am.
I mean, if don't did, there's something wrong with you.
How can you enable that?
Look,
Why do they enable that?
I invite them all to go and live under Sharia laws in Iran and Afghanistan. They would say no. They always try to downplay our cause, but they don't even dare. They don't even dare to live only one day wearing the burqa or hijab. Some of them, actually, I challenge Ilhan Omar because you know about the
Ilhan
legislation.
Omar, the
So she's
Muslim congresswoman from Minnesota. Yes.
Yeah, she's coming now with the legislation, gathering information around the world that who causes Islamophobia. I was like, oh my God. Even here in America now, someone monitoring us that we're going to cause Islamophobia. Those who lashes us, those who kill us, those who hang us, those who, if we say that I don't want to be Muslim, you believe that?
All right, so a week ago.
Okay, now things are changing. 2016, Prop 64 passes.
Yep.
Which is a big deal. What exactly is that?
Legal marijuana in California. So that's when California passed rec.
Right. And then that followed by state.
Yeah.
You started doing collabs.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Payton was an interesting one.
Epic. It is actually the #1 seller of cannabis in North America, too. That strain.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Gary. We talked about this. He doesn't even smoke weed, does he?
Nah.
I just got blessed with somebody want to name a strand of weed after me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why in my picture on a bag of weed and I don't even smoke weed. So, it's crazy and it becomes the top seller. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful.
How do you take a non-weed smoker? I mean, granted, it's a known name, but he's not Michael Jordan in terms of like total global dominance.
But
in the Bay Area especially, he's a big name because he's from there, and I'm a huge fan. I interviewed him. But I'm saying it's not exactly a household name.
Mm-hmm.
And was it just the right strain?
So it was three things. One, it was real and organic, right? 2 is a great strain. And 3, like the marketing was done super, super right on it. So a quick story of it was my partner, Kenny Powers, is a big basketball fan. We're going through phenos, number 18, number 19, number 20, number 24, whatever it may be. Number 20 popped, and he's like, oh, that's that Gary Payton, and just in the background. And from that, on the story, people thought that was going to be our next strain, and people started bootlegging it right away before we even had it, and ended up getting in Gary's hands, and Gary thought we were bootlegging some shit with his name. Requested to sit down in Oakland, California, and I go sit down with Gary, and he shows me this bullshit in a bag with some crazy logo, like, this is y'all? I'm like, no, that's not us. I didn't really understand what's happening until it kind of clicked in my head that we said it one time on an Instagram story, not even like a post. Like it was a fucking story. It kind of came and went. And I told him, like, look, man, like we ended up naming that Snow, Montana, and it's great, and I can get you a sample of it, but like, bro, like that wouldn't be us because our packaging would look right, and it wouldn't be this lemon cherry renamed in a bag. Like it'd be something totally unique. So he kind of like was interested. I showed him what our packaging looked like. He's like, look, why don't you get me a sample? I'll see if little Gary enjoys it. If he does, we could talk about something. So I got him a sample. He enjoyed it. We ended up coming together to do that, and we called it Gary Payton, and it just blew up because it was real, it was organic, it wasn't forced, it wasn't like just kind of happened naturally, right? And I think people just dug it. I don't know why it popped so hard. I think it was a combination of weed, packaging, and we being the first people to ever put a sports player on a bag like a Wheaties box. Yeah.
Well, by 2022, you guys had 58 stores and 300 million in sales.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that point, that was just U.S. stores, right?
I believe they're.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. Imagine you're a merman. You find a beach resort for your mer family with a plunge pool, wave pool, and yoga. What? Mermen do yoga too. If a merman can find their perfect stay, anyone can.
Here on Live Now, I do want to go out to some breaking news, though. Let's go out to
the latest updates from the FBI and other federal agencies as well as local for the Old Dominion shooting that left one person dead. Let's listen in.
These are the moments when comedians feel so utterly frustrated by hecklers, they have no choice but to put them in their place.
Sit down, you big bitch.
Like when this Karen got triggered and attempted to hijack Aries Spears' show during one of his jokes about Trump.
Now listen, man, I'm not a Trump supporter, never have been, never will be. But I gotta admit, this motherfucker is somewhat charismatic. Shut up, we know. Listen, bitch. I know you're a fucking Trump supporter because you won't shut the fuck up. But if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna put my in your mouth.
Spears got annoyed by her behavior and annihilated her in front of the whole crowd.
Fuck me. I wish you would. That way I got a reason to get rid of this last $2 in my wallet. I bet your pussy tastes like cold French fries. You don't want to fuck with me. I'm like Denzel and Trainer Day. I'm surgical with this bitch. Matter of fact, I want to talk to all the black people. I want to talk to niggas in here for a second. Look at her. What's happening? No. She don't have to be thrown out. But here's where you fuck it up.
The heckler attempted to calm things down as Aries tore into her.
I love you. Well, then if you love me, suck my dick and shut the fuck up. Listen. No. Listen.
But the real damage came when he called out her biggest mistake.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's where you fuck it up. You're turning this into a political thing when this is a comedy show. This is a comedy show. You all in your feelings over Trump, and this is a fucking comedy show.
Shout out to Type Lawrence, shout out to National.
May I ask, what do you think the likelihood of the U.S.
While CBS goes down that long, dark road of becoming state propaganda, CNN is slowly but surely moving in the opposite direction and trying to become the most
Do you hate Jewish people?
No, I don't.
Then why do you spew such hatred about them?
Well, I don't like what they've done. I don't like what their religion preaches. I don't like what's going on in Israel. I don't like their influence over our government.
So what this mean? So given this convergence, we can actually
You know, I'd have been beat with extension cords and whatever they could find.
Yeah,
Go get a branch off the tree.
Go get something. Oh, dude, my mother would beat me with my younger siblings. She would. I'm like, God damn, both of us getting it.
Grab by the ankle.
Yeah, like, damn, what? You got shot before. Dude, damn, bro. I always wanted to get shot.
Huh?
I always wanted to, just to feel what just in my leg or something. I never wanted to take something in the chest, you know?
Oh, crazy, bro.
But I always wanted to feel.
So what this mean? So given this convergence, we can actually predict certain events that will happen over the next 2 to 4 years. Okay? Because they all want these things to happen together. All right. So let's look at some quick predictions. Okay. First prediction, of course, is that the U.S. will use ground troops. Because using ground troops will create a national draft. And what does a national draft do? It creates a civil war, right? A lot of young people are going to refuse to fight in this war. And this is going to create protests. Then America will have no choice but to deploy the National Guard. And this will create the recipe for a lot of civil conflict in America, okay? Another thing that will happen is because you use ground troops, you will lose the war, and then CENTCOM, which is the American military in the Middle East, will then transfer over to Israel. Okay? What's happening in this war is that the economies of the GCC are being destroyed. And that's part of the plan, okay? Because for Israel to achieve the Greater Israel Project, it needs to absorb the GCC and parts of Turkey and parts of Egypt, okay? So another way of saying this is that the GCC is basically finished. The intention is to collapse their economies and make them irrelevant, all right? The third thing we can expect is that Turkey will enter this war, and Saudi Arabia actually will enter the war. Because you want to use this war to weaken opposition to these eschatologies as much as possible. Okay? So Turkey and Saudi Arabia will enter this war, and they will suffer tremendously because of their participation. All right. Again, the Al-Aqsa Mosque will be destroyed. Okay? And then you have the rise of Persia. Okay? The rise of Persia. Why is this important? Because you need the Islamic world to unite against Israel for the end of days. Right? So you don't mind if actually Iran wins this war, because by winning this war, Iran will activate its Persian identity. And this is important for eschatology because in the war of Gog and Magog, people are interpreting Gog and Magog, which will march against Israel. They're interpreting Gog and Magog to be Persia and Russia. Okay? Okay? Together they will march against Pax Judaica. Number 6 is that in Israel, you will achieve the Pax Judaica and the Greater Israel Project. Okay, so the Greater Israel Project and Pax Judaica are not the same thing, guys. Greater Israel is just basically the territory that the Israelis believe that God had promised their ancestor Abraham. Pax Judaica is a one world government, okay, based on AI surveillance and the mark of the beast. So what will happen is that Israel will use this war to expand its territory, and then what will happen is that capital, technology.
Breaking. We interrupt your normally scheduled programming because we have to get, me and my brother got an interview running right now as we speak on the Vlad TV channel. But we got to do something that has never been done. While one interview is running, we got to do a completely separate interview because there is a war that broke out in Iran, and there is nobody better to speak to about it than Sergeant Nicholas Irvin. Nick, what up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, Soldier Boy don't have nothing on this right here, man. You know?
Soldier Boy, Boosie, 6ix9ine, none of them.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yo, Nick, real talk. In the history of Vlad TV, I don't believe that this has ever been done.
That's crazy to me. And I've watched Vlad since many moons ago, you know, before I joined the army.
Iran is fighting for all the Goyim here, because it's the open-ended question. Iran is fighting for all the Goyim here, because it's...
Donald Trump is panicking as the war in Iran.
Welcome to Languages with Luca and Espanol.
Luca, I'm ready to learn some Espanol. Let's go. Luca, I'm about to try Spanish, and I need your help.
The first phrase is, debí tirar más fotos.
Man, see, it's going to mean something so simple, too. Debra?
Debí tirar más fotos? Debe tirar más fotos.
That was close. Try again.
Debí tirar más fotos.
What do you think this means?
No photos, please. Más means no. Okay, más fotos means lots of photos. Let's take a lot of photos.
Debí tirar más fotos means I should have taken more photos.
It's a Bad Bunny song?
I need to use this because I never take pictures and I definitely should.
The next phrase is no pasa nada. Can you say no pasa nada?
See, I feel more comfortable with this. No pasa nada. You see? No pasa nada?
No pasa nada.
No pasa nada. What do you think it means?
I know that's like nothing, no nothing, no something, nothing.
No pass here.
No, please?
Seems like a food. Pasta nada.
No pasa nada means no big deal.
No big deal. No pasa nada.
No big deal? No pasa nada. No pasa nada, Luca.
No big deal.
Donald Trump is panicking.
Quiero hacer una pregunta sobre el tema aeroespacial y a la misma vez quisiera preguntarte algo de gobierno y si te sientes incómodo, pues lo entiendo y no tienes que contestarme, pero quisiera de verdad hacerte esta pregunta.
Ok.
Eric, gracias primero que todo por estar con nosotros.
Gracias a ti. Es un honor estar contigo, con el pueblo de Puerto Rico y todos los que te escuchan.
Ok. Tú duraste en el gobierno cerca de 5 o 6 meses y las razones que diste pues fueron razones que yo, honestamente, pues voy a pensar siempre que hubo otras cosas que no vas a entrar porque pues cuando uno trabaja en negocios y empresas sabe que hay cosas que no vale la pena pelear. Y yo he tenido que aprenderlo eso a la mala, porque yo antes peleaba por todo. A ver, uno tiene que pelear a veces, yo peleaba por la coma, por el punto, por la diéresis, y con el tiempo te vas dando cuenta que pues it's not worth it, y que pues hay que, eso de escoger tus batallas es importante.
Correcto.
O sea, no vas, o sea, hay peleas que simplemente no vale la pena tener, además de que el que uno tenga la capacidad de hacer silencio también es un arte, parte del arte de la guerra. Ok. ¿Cómo evitar la frustración de ver tanto talento desperdiciado y tantos recursos mal utilizados?
Huge day in the world.
In this podcast, Eddie Bravo predicted everything about the Israel-Iran war.
Everything that's going on right now in the world is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think. I think
Everything?
I think everything.
The Trump shit, everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Who's
UFOs?
connected? Who's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Yeah, all of it. All of it.
Since I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them since Jesus left Chicago.
Right.
But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seen fucking UFOs.
Yeah.
How about that Miami shit?
Miami.
Come on, dog.
The people who lived in the coast for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what you saw. You didn't see no fucking aliens. But that's what they're selling over. Now people from the Navy,
It's a distraction.
all of a sudden, all these pilots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going here and there was and they were
So
driving
fake.
right next to me, waving
It's
at
so
me.
fake.
Really? And now you decide to fucking tell me.
This is what I think.
Tell me.
There's a lot of important people that were on that list, right?
Right.
A lot from all over the world.
Right.
Politics,
Music,
Hollywood,
actors.
You saw the list is out, dog. No ass right there.
physicists.
Chris Tucker
Yeah.
pretty much said it was real.
Yep.
Not that everybody on the list did shit. Who knows? It would be easy to, like you said, drag. Like if in the 90s or in the 2000s, if people would have liked my music and I would have had a record deal, thank God nobody liked it.
And then somebody said,
somebody
hey,
said,
you want to come
let's
to the island?
Let's go to an island, dog. There's a billionaire. He's got a bunch of bitches there. We're going to party. I think I would have went, dog. You know what I mean? Then you go,
And you're
right?
talking to a
You
scientist.
go, and then you're like, dude, people brought their kids. You're like, no, dude, those are the bitches. Like, oh shit,
No,
I'd be on a
wait a
fucking
minute,
kayak, dog. I'd be on a fucking kayak. Where's Miami, dog? Listen, how far is Florida?
What do you think?
These are bitches?
What do you
No,
think?
these-
What do you think this UFO thing is? What do you think the UFO?
I think
Just
okay, no.
casually
The
shot, but I'm
point
asking
is
Joey.
no. This is the point. This is the point. My point is, the people that are on the list would rather, like, if they had a choice, you want to go to jail for this shit as a pedophile, or would you rather have World War III?
This episode is from January 20th, 2024, 2 years before the U.S. launched an attack on Iran.
Would you rather have fucking civil war? Would you rather have a fake alien invasion where the world changes, like the whole world changes right away? Where would you go? Would you rather go to Guantanamo Bay? Would you rather go to prison? Or would you rather have World War III, Mad Max, alien invasion? That's what I think. World War III would save them. An alien invasion would save them. And a civil war will save them. So they want all that shit, dog. They want all that. They want complete chaos so they don't go to jail. That's what I think.
I don't like that the list only released 300 people. A lot more than 300 people on that fucking island. And I think they took the bottom hat. Like
Was there really 300 people on that list?
I don't know. That's what
I don't
heard.
know if the official list has been released, has it?
Yeah. No. Who knows? The list could be fake.
No.
The list could be fake.
They're
But-
just releasing a list, but they're still covering up the fucking.
But Chris Tucker, he basically said, he didn't deny it. He said, yeah.
Right. He said he flew with Jeffrey Epstein to Africa, but he didn't say he went to the island.
Exactly.
I think the people that went to the island, that's where things get real weird.
No, but you can go
And he
to
also-
the island and not know either.
And he also
Like you-
had a place in Manhattan. He was famous for having big parties at this house in Manhattan that he got from the guy who owned Victoria's Secret.
The most expensive mansion.
Guy gave him this mansion.
$75 million mansion.
There was other guys that were like these big hedge fund guys that gave him like $100 million. Gave it to him.
And they can't track why.
Yeah.
Nobody
it's like
knows
he's
why he
helping
was
me
so
with my
powerful.
money. He
And
did a
then
great
also
job
Trump's
helping
on
me
the
with my
list,
money.
but Trump was like, nah, we hitched a ride to Trump Towers.
What you got to look
Atlantic
into,
City.
is Ghislaine Maxwell was
Yeah.
his partner, but Ghislaine Maxwell's
Ghislaine.
father, or what the fuck, Ghislaine? Ghislaine. Look into her father, Robert Maxwell.
Yeah.
All the answers are right there.
Because he was.
Here are some additional details for anyone interested. The idea that Jeffrey Epstein's recently released files are directly linked to the U.S.-Israel attacks on Iran starting late February 2026 is mostly a popular online conspiracy theory. Many people claim the war, now in its second week with heavy airstrikes, Iranian retaliation, and high casualties, serves as a deliberate distraction to shift public attention away from the explosive Epstein revelations and scandals, especially since Google searches for the files dropped sharply right after the bombing began. Critics nicknamed it Operation Epstein Distraction, and figures like Representative Thomas Massey have said things like, bombing a country on the other side of the globe won't make the Epstein files go away. While analysts note the timing helps bury domestic political fallout.
And they were
so
driving
fake.
right next to me, waving
That's
at
so
me.
fake.
Really? And now you decide to.
So why do you pray to Jesus, but why don't you pray to the Holy Spirit?
We say we pray
to the Holy Spirit.
in the power of the Spirit. The Spirit enables us to pray to Jesus. Yeah. There you go.
And you worship the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. The Lord and giver of. Because don't forget, God is equivalent to all three persons. So if you worship any person, you're worshiping God.
So why do you guys say praise Jesus, but you don't say praise Holy Spirit?
We do. You can say that.
Who says praise Holy Spirit?
So it doesn't matter what people say.
Nobody's ever said that.
No, they do say that.
There's no Christian who's ever said praise Holy Spirit.
That's not true.
In the divine liturgy of the Orthodox Church, multiple times it's stated, for thine is the power, the kingdom of the glory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it's stated for 2,000 years in our liturgy.
Right, but not solo. You're not saying praise Holy Spirit alone.
Oh, we do. We have
It
a
only
prayer. I have
exists.
a morning prayer in my Orthodox prayer book. I ask the Holy Spirit, Lord and Giver of life, to come dwell in me and cleanse me of all sins. I don't mention the Father. No, I joined the Orthodox team.
Ask yourself this question: why would
Tupac? I was kind of familiar with Tupac when we did that.
the difference between where we
they've got all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And the miss from the Pistons. Got some space. And it's a great finish. Jordan finds Grant.
Rat.
Only artist to record with Biggie, Pocket.
A number of senior Iranian.
Only artist to record with Biggie.
So who? A number of senior Iranian officials have signaled they.
What made you take the path of elevation and like evolution of consciousness?
I was scared, Tip. So no, I'm just being straight up.
What happens when a 3? You slap Harvey Weinstein.
Oh shit, you right there. So him and I were in the same circles, and what's crazy with these like this Epstein list,
right?
I know a lot of those people personally, like a lot of them, you know, like some were even my partner, and a lot of things. And no, I'm truly serious.
No, I believe you.
But like, you know, you got to look at this like from my perspective, like the shit I'm reading.
Drake or Kendrick? Know where I'm from? Persepolis. This is nice.
Sure?
Yes.
I am Korean.
Women here are highly educated.
Different kind of.
Oh, it's a bank. Okay. This is a Tesla. Where are you? Very. Okay. All right, we're stop having an American there and a Black American there. He on my back. He couldn't make it. Yeah, so there's like a line. All right. Got some coffee. Good morning, guys. We are in Tehran, Iran. Today is our first full day. I'm just waking up from a really good night's sleep. I was so tired, but I'm so excited to be here. So I'm ready to get out into these streets and see what we find, what we get into. And I noticed that all the cars are white, and it has something to do with like, you know, the heat. And you know, as like Ali said, no one wants to get into like a hot box, and I never thought of it in that aspect. I just thought it was like people just like white here, but it does make sense because it gets so gets extremely hot here. But yeah, the elevation changes quite fast here. You can go from a very low elevation to a very high elevation pretty quickly. All right, guys. So we just made it to the former U.S. Embassy. Across the.
Everybody in the industry knows that this is all manipulation. It has nothing to do with the truth.
Let's say 5 years from now, gold is 5,000 an ounce. Would you be that surprised? Shocked. You would be?
I've seen a lot of dealers drop out of this market. And instead of just dropping out, they should make some noise. Selling things for less than spot.
Look at PBD's post. Oh my God, really, bro? More numbers, guy?
The war in Iran is chaotic right now, whether you support it or not. Everyone's wondering how ugly could this turn into. If you look at the doomsday clock when they started in the late 40s by policy experts and scientists, it's at 85 seconds to midnight. It's never been this bad. So everyone's wondering, could this turn into a possible big nuclear war? And when has a regime change worked? When has a regime collapse worked? When we hear about regime changes, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
Is this nigga trying to be Professor Jang? Are you trying to copy Jang, my nigga?
Today I'm going to talk to you about the 8 possible consequences of how this war could end, from worst case scenario to best case scenario.
Nigga, we know what side you're on. You brought Netanyahu on your stupid shit. I got a ratio. Oh, this is gonna be an easy one.
Don't put no camera, no grown man.
Donald Trump ran on no new wars. He ran on lowering prices.
The IDF is the worst terrorist organization in the region. Let's get real. The United States of America is arguably the worst terrorist organization in the world. If you want to look over the last 25 years, how many innocent civilians we've slaughtered. You're getting us into the neocon. Yeah, that's right. You're getting us into the neocon 7th war, which they've been dying
that
for
American
the last
flag thing
25
behind
years.
you might want to take down, by the way.
No, actually, if you love this country, if you're a real patriot, you'd have to hate this government.
You said America
and the
killed
war
like the worst terrorists in the world,
policies,
more than
destroying
Iran,
them.
dude.
Yeah. DC killed a lot more people than Iran did. And that's George W. Bush and Barack Obama and Joe Biden
There's
and
mass
Donald
graves
Trump.
that
It
would
has
disagree
nothing to
with you,
do
but okay.
Dude, just all you can do is just interrupt because you know you have no point on your side. Anyway, Pierce, what actually
are there not
matters
mass
here,
graves in Iran?
Anyway,
True or
what
false?
what actually matters here is that the calculation has been drastically changed and the incentives have been changed by Donald Trump, even since the 12-day war. Look, for the 12-day war to work out the way it did, really relied on a major piece of that puzzle, which was that Iran, for self-preservation reasons, showed restraint in their response. They called ahead. They let us know where they were going to target. They made sure they didn't kill any Americans. This time, once Donald Trump killed the Ayatollah, they offered through their Italian negotiators, they offered a ceasefire. Iran said no. Iran has now made the calculation that they simply can't let America come in and kill the Ayatollah and not respond because then they'll just keep picking on them. Donald Trump already announced this was a regime change war with no plan. Absolutely no plan. As he has admitted, as Rubio has admitted, they have no plan for what comes next. And this is the scenario, I got to say, man, I hate to be vindicated like this, Pierce, but this is the scenario that all of us were warning about since well before the 12-day war. That now you've gotten yourself into a situation, Americans are dead. I think Mr. Miller misspoke when he said 4 people are dead. 4 Americans are dead over there. Probably more to come. Donald Trump says more to come. We've had a couple Americans killed in Austin in a blowback terrorist attack that's happened already since then. And like, dude, the lack of wisdom here from the Trump administration, like, you have no idea what you just kicked off. There is absolutely no reason to think that this thing is not going to be a catastrophe, just like the last 6 theaters in the global war on terrorism. And by the way, you know, for just final one very quick last point. I'm sorry, Pierce, but really, interrupting me there a bunch. Let me just say one thing. For all the supposed pretend intellectuals out there, like the Gad Sads and the Sam Harris, who have spent a career talking about how violent and irrational the Muslim world is because you can't even draw a cartoon of Muhammad or they'll start killing people. Hey, what do you think happens when you murder an Ayatollah? Did anyone know that that's not just a political figure to the Shiites, who we've had no beef with really
your
so
foreign
far?
policy
We've never
is
had a
don't kill
Shiite
bad guys because
jihad.
they fight back. That's like the most stupid foreign policy
Ben.
I've ever heard of.
Oh, no, actually, Ben, my foreign policy is don't
Adolf
start
Hitler,
wars
I guess,
of
would still be
aggression.
alive if we use your foreign policy.
Oh, good one, Ben. You just speak in slogans. My foreign policy is
Adolf
don't
Hitler's
start...
a bad guy. You better
Shut
not
up for a
attack him or go
second.
after him and stop
Shut
him
up
from
for a
invading all of
second.
Europe and
God,
taking over
you
the
guys are
world.
just so
Don't
dumb.
mess
It's
with
your whole
Vladimir
game.
Putin ever because that guy's a really
Ben,
bad guy. That's your foreign policy.
So Ben, you're just going to say the dumbest thing and then interrupt me if I respond.
You
foreign policy
literally
is
just said, I'm in Texas where the Austin attack happened, and your policy is, hey, be really nice to bad people, and then they might not kill you. That is your foreign policy. And you're now saying that Donald Trump...
Another development is I started doing my deep dive.
He is a coward for doing this to the American people. And that's going to be his legacy. His legacy is going to be a person who could not stand up to Bibi Netanyahu, a person who just...
I was just surrounded by 10 Iranian Secret Service members while I was vlogging in Tabriz.
I don't trust the media, so I went to Iran as an American.
Apaga la música un segundo, mi gente, que lo que viene ahora te va a dejar con la boca abierta y el corazón acelerado. Esto no es un video más de chismes ni de farándula barata. Esto es de esas historias que se te clavan en el pecho, que te hacen recordar que en esta isla la fama y la muerte a veces caminan de la mano, dejando atrás familias rotas y sueños truncados. Imagínate Puerto Rico en el 2020, todavía con el COVID jodiendo por todos lados, pero la calle no para. Residenciales en ebullición, puntos que cambian de manos cada semana, federales cayendo como lluvia, y en medio de ese caos una chama que parecía tenerlo todo, pero que era ante todo una joven madre luchando por un futuro mejor. Una tipa que no solo sube fotos para que le den like, no. Ella construye un camino propio con su línea de maquillaje, ella cuida de su nena chiquita como prioridad.
How does it make? You're a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
How does it make me any different?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not the president.
No, but you think it's appropriate to ride around and publicly say that?
You don't like free speech?
I love free speech.
Then why are you complaining about the word? But nothing. It's free speech.
Yes, but I think.
But I don't care what you think. Who did you vote for?
I understand it.
Who did you vote for?
It's none of your business.
Oh, because you voted for Trump. You're because you won't admit it. Just admit you voted for Trump.
Absolutely, I admit it.
See, why did you just lie then? That's why you're a piece.
Gunny is doing his thing again.
I would love for a guy like.
I want to know, but I want to know.
To say. This is what I would really like is for two Americans. You and I should grab.
I don't break bread with people John Brown would have shot. I don't break bread with people John Brown would have shot. So you regret your vote? Do you?
What's going on? This is Russ. You're watching Truth Hurts. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that give these guys money.
Shout out to LaRussell. We just had him on.
Yeah.
And we see him. And
that's my boy, man.
Yeah.
I did his first deal.
I remember that.
I would love you to talk about that. I heard him talk about it in an interview, and I was.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you guys, that's right. You guys, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible.
Give me 18 inches of daylight.
Guys, something weird is happening over California right now. Federal authorities have warned law. Guys, something weird is happening.
Spit on your mother's grave.
We are live in Washington, D.C., here in Doha. Amman, Jordan, and Tehran. But first, though, we have some breaking news to bring you out of Iraq. The French military says 6 of its soldiers have been wounded in a drone attack. That attack happened in the northern region of Erbil. The French troops were taking part in counterterrorism training. And in a separate development, U.S. Central Command says one of its refueling aircrafts has gone down in western Iraq. For more on this, let's go to Asad Beg, who is live for us in Erbil in northern Iraq. Asad, what can you tell us about the French soldiers?
Yes, some very fast-moving events now. So what I can tell you is we understand that there were 2 drones targeting this base in a place called Mahmoura, which is about 60 kilometers southwest of where I am now here in Erbil, in the Kurdish region of northern Iraq. Now, that joint Peshmerga French base, we understand 6 French soldiers have been injured, and we understand that they've been taken to medical facilities nearby. Now, we also understand that it is some factions, Iraqi factions aligned to Iran, that may have launched those drones at that base. Now, this is important because it's the first time we're hearing that foreign soldiers have been injured here in North Iraq, in the Kurdish region. Now, you also mentioned the U.S. Central Command saying that it's aware of a loss of its U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft. Now, U.S. Central Command says they're launching an operation, rescue efforts are ongoing. Importantly, what U.S. Central Command says that the two aircraft are involved, but it's not as a result of enemy or friendly fire. However, there is a faction, armed faction within Iraq who claim that the U.S. aircraft was struck by a 359 type missile launched by this Iraqi faction. Now, none of this can be confirmed or verified at this point in time, but this is just to give you an idea of some of the fast-moving events taking place here. For days, we've been saying things have been escalating here in the Kurdish region of Iraq. But to add to that, some of the factions have also issued warnings. Now, they've asked what they call the Kurdish brothers to stay away from a particular hotel here in Erbil, the regional capital of the Kurdish part of northern Iraq. Now, they say that they've warned people to stay away from the Deadman Hotel on 60th Meter Street, they say, and they've told people to evacuate from there. And they've even named or pointed out vehicles that have arrived there. So what's happening is these factions now seem to be widening the scope of their targets. In another statement, they say, because of the arrival of a French aircraft carrier in the U.S. Central Command's area and operations and its involvement in operations, they are now announcing, this faction of this Islamic resistance group, umbrella group, which has many factions within it, they're announcing that they will be targeting French interests in the region. So again, it's widening the scope. No longer no longer US bases and assets and Iranian Kurdish opposition groups based here. Now they also say they're going to be targeting French interests.
And Asad Beg, we will check back in with you as we get more information about those incidents we were talking about at the beginning. We appreciate your reporting from Erbil.
Just want to bring you some breaking news now regarding the situation in Iran. We're hearing from the US military saying that an aircraft has gone missing over western Iraq. The US military saying it's aware of a loss of a refueling aircraft in friendly airspace. Just a bit more here from US Central Command saying 2 aircraft were involved in the incident. One of the aircraft went down in western Iraq. The second landed safely. Mark Stone, our US correspondent, is in Washington for us. Mark, what more are you hearing?
Well, you pretty much said it there, Jonathan. We've got a little bit more detail that is just coming in from Tampa, which is the headquarters of Central Command, Tampa, Florida. And they are saying at this stage that this was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. 2 aircraft involved. One is a KC-135. That is a large refueling aircraft. It looks to non-experts like a civilian plane, effectively. It's a Boeing jet, very, very large. Probably has a crew of around about 6 people, including the pilot and co-pilot. That is the aircraft that is missing. The other aircraft, they haven't said what it is, but that landed safely, we're told, in western Iraq. It's probable that that second aircraft was a fighter jet that was being refueled by the plane that is now missing. So not, we're told, as a result of hostile fire or friendly fire, but nevertheless, these would have been 2 aircraft heavily involved in the operation in Iran, and it's an illustration of the risks associated with this mission that the Americans and the Israelis are undertaking, and clearly a huge concern now for the crew on board that KC-135, which is missing, and we're told that rescue efforts in Iraq, we assume, are underway.
Yes, Mark, just stay where you are, if you would, for the moment. The latest from US Central.
As the father of 4 daughters and hearing a missile hit a school, if it's true, everyone should apologize. Like, look, we can figure out who did it later. This is a result of our conflict.
Are you confident that you'll be proven right and Iran ultimately will prevail in this war?
Once the United States sends in ground forces, there's no turning back. It's all in. It'll be another Vietnam.
We're going to kill all the bad guys and we're going to replace them with the good guys. It's like a foreign policy, made up by elementary school students. It's embarrassing.
Is Israel a more secure place? Is the United States stronger today than 2 weeks ago? Is the world a better place today than 2 weeks ago, for God's sake?
I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes.
I haven't held the excitement that Senator Graham has. He's never met a war that he doesn't love, and he just gets giddy, excited like a guy who's going to make a bunch of money when we bomb a bunch of people, because that's what he does.
President Bush famously landed on the USS Abraham Lincoln to declare mission accomplished in the Iraq War just weeks after the invasion began. As we all now know, that war lasted another 8 years. Bush had won a second term and eventually retired by the time the last troops returned to the US. Few believed the mission was ever accomplished, and the whole war on terror became a cautionary tale about Middle Eastern quagmires and a cornerstone of the MAGA revulsion to war. Supporters of this war think it's time to move on from the ghost of Iraq, and that it has no lessons for the current conflict, a position summed up emphatically last night by President Trump.
And as we take decisive action to stop the threat posed by the terrorist regime in Iran with Operation Epic Fury. Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me say, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won.
Well, if the war was won in the first hour, the substance of the victory is yet to become clear. The IDF says Israel is under Iranian fire as we speak. Cargo ships and oil containers are under attack across the region, sending oil prices into orbit again. The new
The way you see an idea in your mind.
To take the protest to the Senate. And so we all witnessed how Marine Corps veteran and firefighter Brian McGinnis was treated as he protested the war in Iran on the Senate floor. Take a look.
Stand up as a Marine. Stand up for America. No one wants to.
Donald Trump is panicking as his unlawful war against Iran is spiraling out of control. Folks, we just learned from U.S. Central Command that they are aware of a loss of a U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft. The incident occurred in friendly airspace during Operation Epic Fury. Rescue efforts are ongoing. In the KC-135s, there are 6 crew, and as of this recording, those 6 crew are still missing. There were 2 aircraft involved in this incident. The other aircraft was another KC-135, which was able to land safely. One of the aircraft went down in western Iraq. The second landed safely. According to U.S. Central Command, which unfortunately does lie about a lot right now under the Trump regime, this was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. We will keep you posted there. At the same time, drone attacks from Iran have now struck a French base, a joint Peshmerga France base in the Makhmur region in northern Iraq. This is according to a statement from the Erbil governor. Based on what just took place. We have video of it as well, of these Iranian drones hitting a French military base near Erbil airport in Iraq. This injured 6 French soldiers, so I believe there's 6 American crew that are missing from the KC-135. 6 French soldiers have been injured as this war is expanding. And we're learning that one of the main beneficiaries of this is Vladimir Putin, who's basically making hundreds of millions of dollars every day right now from selling oil. Should also be noted that the Strait of Hormuz
got another one
by Iran
Fuck y'all.
remains open, though, to Iran and China. Donald Trump is panicking, according to multiple sources from NBC and elsewhere, that the market is turning against him and that high gasoline prices pose a political danger to him. You think so? Donald Trump's posting, "Where's the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell today? He should be dropping interest rates right now, immediately, not wait for the next meeting, Donald J. Trump." Well, inflation is surging, so I think your ability to drop interest rates right now would probably be one of the most disastrous things. Everything this guy does is the most disastrous thing ever. And now you have Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He's been giving interviews saying, "We need an international coalition to protect ships in the Strait of Hormuz. America doesn't have the capabilities to do it alone." Well, as we wrote on the Midas Touch Network, guess the America alone strategy isn't working out too well right now. Should also be noted, Donald Trump is panicking right now as Gulf states, with all of this going on, are having very serious discussions about engaging in new regional security arrangements. Not with the United States, but with Iran, as they do not believe that the U.S. is able to protect them anymore, and that this U.S.-Israeli war has brought instability to the region, and that Donald Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Reuters reporting that, yes, U.S. ignites this Iran war, but the Gulf Arab states pay the price. We know they've been doing all of these quid pro quo deals with Donald Trump, believing that they would get protection if they put money into this Trump company or that Trump company or Trump's ridiculous Board of Peace thing that he was doing. But actually, Donald Trump has demonstrated that even with the most powerful military ever, an unprepared, kind of idiotic person like Donald Trump, who went into this thing without congressional authorization, does not know what he's doing and exposes the limits of U.S. security guarantees. I mean, we have a reshaping of a world order taking place right now, and Donald Trump still thinks that Vladimir Putin is his friend. He's meeting with Yushakov and Dmitriev in Miami with his special envoys, as Russia is out there supporting Iran against the United States, as China is supporting Iran against the United States. Trump is praising Xi Jinping right now, as Donald Trump's praising Pakistan saying they stand in solidarity with Iran. I mean, you have a statement from Modi in India saying, I've had a conversation with Iranian President Dr. Pezeshkian to discuss the serious situation in the region, expressed deep concern over the escalation of tensions and the loss of civilian lives as well as damage to civilian infrastructure. The safety and security of Indian nationals, along with the need for unhindered transit of goods and energy, remain India's top priorities, reiterated India's commitment to peace and stability, and urged for dialogue and diplomacy. Seems like India having a very sympathetic view, actually, towards Iran right there. You have the Iran Supreme National Security Council Secretary Ali Larijani saying Trump says he's looking for a speedy victory, while starting a war is easy. It cannot be won with a few tweets. We will not relent sorry for this great calculation.
Oh my God.
Trump must pay. And the
You can't win
Iranians
the
have
war
launched
with
the social
tweets.
media campaign against Donald Trump, where they're calling him like the Epstein leader or the Epstein president, and they've been mocking him
Can't
with
win
these
the war
AI
with
videos.
tweets, man.
And meanwhile, you have Caroline Levitt, Donald Trump's chief propagandist, saying that ABC's story that Iran poses a threat to the United States is absolutely false. Caroline Levitt said, this ABC story should be immediately retracted. It's unverified. And she says, to be clear, there's been no such threat from Iran to our homeland ever. It never existed ever, she says. Well, that's quite an admission, because weren't you saying that that was one of the pretexts for the war right here? And just so you see what's going on in the region, we've been pointing out how ships in the Strait of Hormuz have been blown up by the Iranians, how oil depots, whether it's Bahrain or UAE and Kuwait and Iraq, have been targeted by the Iranians. Here's what's going on in Kuwait, just so you can see right here, as these kind of residential areas where it's believed that there may be American military presence or just commercial centers are being targeted by Iran. Let's just watch this briefly.
This is from a drone. It came in from across the sea out there. Just across the sea is Iran. And look at all the debris you can see on the ground down here. This has all come out of this civilian apartment building. This is what government officials tell us. Civilian apartment building. 2 civilians injured here, been taken away for treatment. Multiple attacks on Kuwait last night. Attacks on the air.
Let's bring in Democratic Congressmember Jimmy Gomez from California. Congressman, these things that we're seeing, it's horrible to see, but these were all things that were very foreseeable. These were things that Trump was warned about by people like you and people in Congress and by his military leaders. He was warned about this from these Arab nations that now want security guarantees from Iran, not from the United States. Trump was warned by NATO. But Donald Trump, just one night was like, you know what? Netanyahu's calling me up and saying, I guess he's going to attack Iran first. So I guess I've got to do it as well. Let's do it. No one was prepared. Our State Department wasn't prepared. The Arab nations weren't prepared. And this is the result. What do you make of it all, Congressman?
I think it's a complete and total mess. Everything from his justification of why he launched this attack, why he launched this war has shifted. Not in the first 72 hours, it was regime change, supporting the protesters, going to knock out nuclear and ballistic missile capabilities, even though his own intelligence shows that ballistic missiles weren't going to be able to reach the United States until 2035, and that Iran was not actively pursuing nuclear weapons. Then he said it was about retribution. Then it said it was because they needed to retaliate against Iran before they hit us, because Israel hit them first. All of it is just out of control. And the reason why this is a big deal, because if you don't have a clear mission, then how do you know that your strategy and your tactics are going to achieve the goal that you set out? And if you're completely lying to the American public, then how are you going to be able to rally them to support any conflict that might be necessary in the future that is more a defensive war? This is a war of choice. He's lied to the American people. There's no exit strategy. And then he's downplayed the risk. We knew from the very beginning that people could die, or men and women in the universe can die, but also hundreds more could be injured, sustain brain injuries, and have life-altering incidences where they ended up being crippled or ended up being damaged so that they couldn't live their lives normally in the future. So this is a complete and utter mess.
And, Congressman, we're used to seeing propaganda, come out of the White House, and there's varying degrees, of it. But what we're seeing now, this propaganda is also so cartoonishly bad and evil at the same time that the lies are so easily exposed. And I just feel like it just makes America internationally just look so much weaker right now.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that is you can't build a coalition of the willing when everybody thinks that you're lying about what you're trying to achieve and how you.
Journalist Jonathan Larson reports that U.S. troops were being told that the U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran was in preparation for Armageddon and also the return of Jesus. Cenk, is this comforting information for you?
No. Just when you thought the Israeli Zionists were bad enough in starting wars for all the wrong reasons, here comes the Christian Zionists. Joy. Wait till you hear what the commander said about why we're in this war and what to do. Tell us about it, Yes.
All right, so let's give you the high points. This is from Jonathan Larson's report. He says, a combat unit commander told non-commissioned officers at a briefing Monday that the Iran war is part of God's plan and that President Donald Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. And that is according to a non-commissioned officer. So we'll talk more about whatever that even means later. But between Saturday and Monday, more than 110 complaints had been logged by the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, or the MRFF, regarding the rhetoric about commanders in every branch of military. The complaints were widespread across more than 40 different units, across roughly 30 military installations. And according to one report, the non-commissioned officer wrote to the MRFF that their commander urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan. And he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. And it is very understandable that all of this is coming directly from the top, because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has enshrined evangelical Christianity at the uppermost levels of the U.S. military, airing monthly prayer meetings throughout the Pentagon. Last year, the Pentagon confirmed to Larson that Hegseth attends a weekly White House Bible study, and it's led by a preacher who says that God commands America to support Israel. And these are the people, again, who are running our country and running our military, and these are the things that they believe. So Larson spoke with MRFF president and founder Mikey Weinstein about the report, and this is what Weinstein had to say. He said, these calls have one damn thing in freaking common. Our MRFF clients, service members who seek MRFF aid, report the unrestricted euphoria of their commanders and command chains as to how this new biblically sanctioned war is clearly the undeniable sign of the expeditious approach of the fundamentalist Christian end times as vividly described in the New Testament book of Revelation. Many of their commanders are especially delighted with how graphic this battle will be, zeroing in on how bloody all of this must become in order to fulfill and be in 100% accordance with fundamentalist Christian end of word eschatology, and that is, the end of worldness. That is terrifying that they seem to be giddy about everything that's happening now. It seems as though they're finally able to usher in this end of world, and so they can be raptured and go up to heaven. And of course, all of this violates the Constitution, which they don't seem worried about because the Constitution is very worldly and earthbound. And it also violates the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Weinstein had some choice words for the military members speaking this way to their subordinates, saying that they will be swiftly, aggressively, and visibly prosecuted. However, this is not the first time that talk like this was within our military in some capacity. Weinstein says that this kind of end of the world thinking creeps up any time that Israel comes up. So after October 7th, 2023, Hamas is obviously attacked Israel, for instance, and the MRFF reported a complaint about an Air Force commander who said at a briefing that the war between Israel and Hamas has all been foretold by the book of Revelation in the gospel of Jesus Christ, and no one can do anything about that. Wow. As for what these evangelicals are even talking about, evangelicals are, in many ways kind of like OG Zionists. Many, including many in our government, believe that Israel must exist in order for Jesus to return. However, Pete Hegseth's Bible study leader, preacher Ralph Drollinger, teaches that the reason to support Israel is that God still blesses Israel's allies and curses Israel's enemies, even though Israel killed Jesus. And of course, this is rooted in historic anti-Semitism. So if you needed more proof that our government was being run by evangelical Zionists, I do have a quick clip to show you. This is Republican Representative Tim Burchett, and he is being asked a question about Israel and the second coming of Jesus and the United States' role in facilitating that.
Do you think there's a role of religious extremism here in the U.S. funding and shaping the conflict? I mean, there are a lot of folks who are part of the evangelical movement that want
support Israel.
To support Israel, and we don't really kind of see that same kind of constituent group pushing the other way.
Yeah, I wouldn't label the.
Another one's bite the duster. Another plane down. Another United States plane the fuck down. I hope that you motherfuckers in the Pokemon community got family in the military and they end up 7 feet under.
Baptist or the evangelical community is extreme because of.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you
for this war, and it's not. And it's the younger generations, the access to media, independent media, social media, that it's just like people fucking know better now. And so we're like in a weird time frame where the media is trying to figure out like, hey, we can push this bullshit forward for the government because it's all tied together, right? But all of us, the rest of America is going, fuck no, like we don't want this. And so it's this weird clash right now. You can see the government trying to figure it out. And I think that's where we could bring it into talking about false flags, because when the government can't get the populace to support something, especially war, there's one way we've always done it historically. And it's through a massive false flag operation with attack on American soil, because that changes the game. The American people immediately, we don't want a war in the Middle East, but if you attack us, okay, well now patriotism says, oh, we're on board now, baby. Now we're fine with invading the Middle East. So that's what I'm a little bit worried about right now.
Do they think these synagogue attacks are going to be like what's going to spark the American people? Like,
no, but I think these are warm up. They're shaping the environment, right? This is called shaping operations, right? What you're seeing is shaping operations. These low-level things where it's like, hey, make it look like synagogues are getting hit. Hey, have the FBI release some information about how, there might be some Iranian drone attacks. We're preparing the U.S. people for a big false flag that we can then use to, justify essentially boots on the ground to go actually invade Iran. I think that's really, really what they want at the end of the day.
Is that really going to happen now?
It happened in 2003.
Have you guys seen the movie?
It happened in Desert Storm. It happened in Vietnam. It happened in World War II. How did we get into World War II? We knew the U.S. government knew the Japanese were going to bomb Pearl Harbor, and we let them do it.
So you guys just
that's
think...
not my opinion. That's historical fact.
That's bad. Hey, that turned out pretty bad for Japan.
It was great to get America into the war.
No shit.
Yeah. Dude, do you guys think that so I asked a second ago is if any of you guys seen the movie House of Dynamite on Netflix about the nuclear attack? Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, you told me about it, but I haven't seen it.
So the reason I bring it up is the movie is about the United States has an incoming ICBM that is definitely going to hit Chicago, and we don't know who threw it at us, and it goes through all the missile defense stuff, and everything fails, and it's literally like the last 20 minutes before this fucking ICBM is about to hit Chicago, and it's all these different branches of government trying to react, and what are we going to do that we don't know who did it? Like, it's.
They said
I read reviews, from people who had watched it, and tons of people were like, "What a fucking letdown, derp." And then you get someone in the middle who has a brain, and they're like, "That's the scariest fucking movie I've ever seen." I couldn't stop thinking about this movie for fucking 3 weeks after the way it ended. I was like, it's like you think about that situation where if we got hit with a nuclear attack, single city, and we don't know who did it, it is like.
How possible is that, though? Like, what technology do we have that none of us have no idea about?
Let's
where they can just stop.
Access guy, betray your classification. They tell us things.
Well, I'm just saying, like, people are saying, "Oh, what if Iran tries to send a nuke over, or North Korea, or wherever?" Like, is it a realistic thing that it's really getting here?
Well, let me ask you guys this, and we talked about it in the private chat. How does Iran send a nuke here?
They can't.
How do they send it to Israel?
They can't. No, I'm talking about another country. Like, let's just say Russia got involved and decided to nuke us.
Let's say
is it realistic?
We have the technology. We know exactly where any nuke on the entire planet gets launched from and when it launches now. So that.
But can we mitigate it anymore? Can we mitigate it?
Where that movie could be realistic is if you use a uranium nuke that you put on a shipping container, a dirty bomb, right? And then you bring it in on the coast of California and you offload it and then you detonate it in one of the ports. That's possible.
Oh no, this movie's realistic. It's one of those it's launched from an area in the sea because there are ICBMs that you can launch from a ship or whatever.
Yeah, but we know all those things. Any plutonium based ICBM, we're going to know exactly where that comes from and who did it. My point is the only way this is realistic in 2026 is if you have a dirty bomb type.
Oh yeah. Someone
dirty bomb
it
goes
in,
off
it goes
in a port Where's like the big port in LA or San Diego? What's the big
Port
one?
of Los Angeles.
LAX.
Port of LAX, right? A dirty
Yeah.
bomb in a shipping container, a uranium dirty bomb in a shipping container goes off and destroys the port and kills 500,000 people. Like, that's realistic. That could happen, but there's no
way.
plutonium nuke that's getting launched from fucking Russia that we don't know is coming. You know.
So there's no way to track. There's no way to track a bomb. Let's say they put one in a shipping container. There's no way for us to see like if there's any like heat signature on it or whatever they use to track it.
No,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if
there
you're
is at
looking
the
for
port.
it, but if you're not looking
Okay.
for it, then you know.
Yeah. Shit.
I think
But I mean,
that's
dude,
the big
like,
worry
I
right
looked
now
this up,
with the Iranian drone attacks is, and if you watch Jack from Black Scout Survival's got an amazing video on it.
Incredible.
They can launch those drones from like shipping containers on a ship, on a ship, right? And since those ships are coming from China, you know, Iran could very easily like stash a bunch of those drones and then launch those drones from, you know, when those ships are right outside the port, and then actually like hit LA with it. I think that's the big worry right now with Iranian attacks. That's the only way they could possibly hit us is through that or through some type of Hezbollah, like Hezbollah, Hamas, whatever. Supposedly there's, I don't know, what'd Jack say? Like 18,000 Hezbollah fighters in America, the government's trying to say. But Kash Patel and ICE isn't doing anything about that.
That's the part I like the whole video, but when he was like, the reason he got so bent out of shape about ICE is like, why are we picking up many like factory workers instead of these motherfuckers right out of the gate? Because if you think about it from the perspective of a foreign nation state that's an enemy, of course they have people all over the country right now just relax, you know, like just with a plan and just waiting on If Iran does that, though, they know there's no going back from that. So what we're looking at right here, these are the
Jesse,
crazies.
Wait, I don't want to interrupt you. What you just said is the most important thing for false flags. Say what you just said again.
Yeah. If
Iran does that,
there's
they
no
know
going back
there's
from
no going back for the United States, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes the situation so scary. Is our own government and our greatest ally also know that.
Yeah.
Why can't we just stay the fuck out of it? How about that?
Yeah.
Well,
because,
why don't we just move out? Why don't we just move out and tell Israel to just do it themselves?
Do you want my
Oh,
honest
you mean the
opinion?
smartest thing we could do?
I do.
What's that?
I said, do you want my honest opinion about why we can't?
No, I want you to BS me.
Well, I'll give you my honest. No, I'll give you my honest opinion. Is because they have. Think about this. We talk about the Big E files, right? Well, who actually has all the files? The people he was working with.
You would think that for sure.
And so the reason why we can't get out of it is because, you know, there's obviously videotapes of the president fucking kids, right? Let's just be honest with ourselves. I know it's I don't know why we're not just being honest. No other story, nothing else makes sense for him to be engaging in the most unpopular war in U.S. history by polling right before the midterms. Explain that to me. That decision and the timing to make that decision. Right before the primaries? Right before the midterms?
The only other option is he's so easily manipulated that someone convinced him that this was going to be a good thing for the midterms to do right now. Go decapitate the fucking regime and then blah, 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 you know, which is idiotic.
Yeah, maybe he got like totally bamboozled by dick sucker Lindsey Graham. I find that fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Lindsey Graham just came in, he's like, they're gonna attack us and everybody's gonna back us if we go in and fucking Israel, like type shit. I don't think that happened. I don't think that's the most likely scenario in the situation.
Dude, Lindsey Graham should just move to Israel.
Yeah.
I would believe Trump and Lindsey Graham fuck though.
Dude, I want to see what they have on the ground.
Oh, I bet what they got on
yeah.
Lindsey is dirty.
Oh, you know it's bad.
Yes. Has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be worse than his Grindr profile.
He's got the look of somebody who is dressed up like a child intentionally, acting like the child because that's what he's into, is being
diaper play
Did
and
he
shit, bro.
actually have a Grindr profile, or is that just a rumor?
No, that was Mike Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Mike
Yeah,
Johnson
just
got
somebody
caught.
did. I'm like,
Yeah, Mike Johnson got caught.
This bunk ass vape is broken.
I'm sure Lindsay does, but he's
Yeah.
probably a little bit more incognito about
it's
it.
a different photo and name.
Yeah, Mike Johnson was using his actual pictures to send to dudes. So
I heard Lindsey Graham is catfishing people with Dan's pictures on Graham.
Oh, bro, he must be pulling some fucking serious ass then.
Yeah, someone told me that, and we're handling it.
Jesse, put that golf picture back up for me to share for the audience, because this is what Lindsey Graham's using as his Grindr profile picture.
This would literally be the most successful Grindr profile picture in human history, dude.
For Grindr?
Fucking.
Dude, you pull so much pipe.
Like,
dude,
listen, hey, Danielle, how much ass is he pulling on Tinder with this picture?
Is that a real picture? Like,
Yes.
No, it's AI.
It's just like it's too good, dude.
No,
Dude, but like on Grindr though, like all those little freaks, they all want the straight guy to fucking turn them out. They're all, oh my god, they couldn't take it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen for anybody watching.
Dan is really comfortable.
Hey, just get that out of the way.
Really not liking this conversation.
Sorry, Dan,
we love you, buddy. Not like that.
No,
we love you.
It's all good. It's all
Lindsey
good.
Graham, I bet, has he's got selectively placed male prostitutes that are very expensive that he's been seeing for years, and then he feels.
Memory.
Do you view Hamas as a terrorist organization, as they've been prescribed in many countries, including the US? Sure.
Hamas was funded by Israel. That's not a controversial statement. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's an established fact by the current prime minister. Took money, gave it to Hamas. And if you think you're going to get me into some semantic game about who's a terrorist and who's not a terrorist, killing people who committed no crime is wrong. Dropping bombs on people who did nothing wrong is a crime.
Does that include?
And if someone else can think,
does that include? So does that include Israel?
It includes anybody.
Dumbbell single person crazies, not like the really.
Shopify is a platform.
So, first of all, President Trump, I just want to say, as somebody who was born in Iran, grew up in Iran, and fled Iran, thank you for taking out Khamenei. I just want to say thank you for that, guy.
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple.
Oh, no. Here it is, dude. 4 hours ago. Delta Force ready. Inside possible plan to send troops. So they're already on the ground then, if they're going to say this on Fox.
A new report claims special operations could include a raid on Iran's nuclear sites, which would include sending ground